final destination. Her haunt. Is that supposed to deter us, Tiamat? There's magic lingering on the gate.
A wisdom check. Natural 20. Heck yeah.
The mechanism, it's turning.
The scent of danger.
Focus! This is our ultimate showdown with Tiamat. We've come for you, Dragon Queen.
Hello everyone, I'm aMayesingGamer, and welcome to my first video game documentary. Today we're going to be focusing on Dragonheir Silent Gods. As you saw from the beginning of this video, I now have a intro for this channel and its new videos, so it talks about more of what is going to happen on this channel. So you have the game's history, whether that's through devlogs online or blogs or anything like that, kind of to just give a better explanation of why the game was made, what gave the ideas for it, things like that. And then we go into the in-game characters and lore. I will mainly be keeping track of the characters that I interact with during my playthrough, which is a separate video, and we will get into that in a little bit. Let me just collect my notes here. Since this is the first one, it's going to be a little bit messy, and that's a-okay. So then also we're going to do VODs, which is the video on demand or full gameplay and opinions. Unfortunately for Dragonheir, I was not able to finish the game. We will get into that a little bit later. And then, of course, I'm going to be voicing my own opinions. Yeah, and that's everything. So, you guys have already seen the introduction to the video game. You see the party of heroes go to try to fight Tiamat, and Tiamat kicks their ass, and then we learn from Tiamat that the one with the wrappings, the mummy wrappings and the blue eyes, was the child of chaos. And so now we are to make our character, and that's where hopefully I put my overlay here, going through how the character that I made was made. So we get the 4 different options here: human, half-elf, dwarf, and lizard folk. Kind of good opportunities. As you can see, there's different traits that they each get, and I'm going through the skin tone, hair, facial pattern, clothing, and accessories. And so there's that. As you'll see in a little bit here, I go to the half-elf because that's more of kind of who I play in Dungeons and Dragons, just in general, more of a broad-shouldered, just empowered type of character, with mostly any of the characters that I play. I mean, obviously most of them will be different, but kind of all the same. I kind of, for the face paint, went with the eyes of not Sauron, but the occult group from Doctor Strange, Dormammu. Dormammu's followers with the purple eyes. I did that with the black eyes, and then I found that the red coat was an option, and I was like, we're definitely going to have that. So this is our character here. No accessories, because, I mean, there wasn't really a point, so we just did the starting out badge or whatever. Now, this was strange because it's an auto-generated name. However, if it's taken, you can't have it. So I don't understand why they would still offer it to you if it's not already taken. As you can see, that one was taken. And so I kept cycling through it, and finally fell on... I talked a little quicker there. I went through a lot of them. Mordai Bishop, that was our character's name. So we started out, and I'm not going to spoil the story too much, but you get put into this astral plane. It's kind of the meeting point between life and death. It is teaching you the mechanics of how to do the battle system. And the characters are mostly the same. As you can see on the right side, there's the enemies there with their 3x4 boxes, and I as well have 3x4. I will say that in the future, those do get bigger because there's more enemies, more battle obstacles, things like that. But we're going to go and start the battle here. So it's a completely automated process except for actual like special moves like ultimates. So as you can see, my character does a fireball, which does the subsequent damage, and you do have to actually drag it onto the enemies that you want to hit, otherwise you will miss them. Later on, this becomes automated, and on the bottom left corner, you can see that you can speed up the battle if you ever wanted to, and we'll get into the different elements that are available later on. Now we are being sacrificed, which kind of sucks because the ghosts of this realm need the 1000th sacrifice to awaken their master.
Master.
So after the battle, we, as you saw, get sacrificed. And of course, like always, it's the 1000th sacrifice to awaken the master, whoever that might be. After this sacrifice, we survive, and we meet Notera, a poison type deep elf. And she is confused as to our survival because we're supposed to be dead. Everyone who's been sacrificed, their soul has been taken out of them, and they have been whisked away, so to speak. And so we go into a city. Again, I will not spoil too much of the story. And we meet Hexandra, who is a true neutral human, but is still poison. And as you can see on the bottom of her traits there, she has the captain ability. So she has more leading attributes, and that is different between characters. And you will see that as you play through the game, if you do decide to play through the game. So now we're going to get into the camp. As you can see, the only thing that I have so far is the cooking pot. It's kind of like a Zelda type cooking where you gather the materials, you put them all together, you hope you roll high in order to just get a good item, so you can get higher benefits, higher amounts, things like that. And it's pretty simple. It's, you just let the computer do its thing, and you depend on how much you get, how much items you use, and things like that. And after we leave the camp, we then get our equipment slots. So it's kind of confusing at first. As you can see on the right side, it shows kind of our basic information, what level we're at, what I don't know what you want to call that, what star we're at and our different traits. And then on the left side here is our equipment. So you got helmet, swords, the armor plates, and gloves. On the top one, that's for different amulets and things. And then the bottom two, I never got to. So unfortunately, that's that. And then I actually am not prepared for this. Let me really quickly pull up this document. So for the XP, the small vial that you see, which is highlighted in yellow, gives 1,000 XP. Then the one in the middle gives 4,000 XP, and then the large one gives 15,000. So very important to know the difference and make sure not to use too many of them, else you might run out of XP. And then we also meet Forbrit, who is an ice dwarf. He loves gold. He loves causing mayhem and things like that. And then we get the equipment forging, which allows us to make the swords, the hammers, and all of that type of things. And you need purple crystals for that. And then it goes to red crystals for Forgery 2. And then 3 and 4, I, again, did not get to because we'll talk about that in a second. So now we have our camp. We have some more stuff in here. As you can see, there's the cooking pot that I showed earlier, the forging bench, and then to the left is a training bot, and I won't be showing that in this documentary. However, it is in my playthrough several times if you want to see it. Now, I will talk over this video because this is a summoning dice. So what happens is you get them from just random quests or events or things like that, and it gives you certain heroes. So I'm going to stop it at the statue. So as you can see, it's white, which means it's going to be a common hero, but it can be blue, gold, purple for the different I don't think actually gold. I think it's white, blue, purple, and then gold. Because, yeah, the different rarities and things like that. But after I do the summoning dice, then I get Gulal to join, who is also an ice type. And then after we meet Gulal, we get the Otherworld Horn, which is a free version of that summoning dice. You get to do it every 12 hours and kind of choose what traits you want. So as you can see, we have the Ridge, Halfling, Lightning, Ratfolk, Wicked, Defense, and Melee. And you can just choose all of them, or choose 3 of them, my apologies. And you won't always get what you choose. There are some times where you pick a human and you get a lizard. So it's a little inconsistent there. But again, you get the different rarity of the hero that will be joining in your party thing. Wow, that's easy. Oh, he's much bigger now.
The fragment left behind by the shield of chaos emits a soft, mysterious glow. For some reason, you feel as though it is calling out to you.
I'm gonna touch it.
Hark, do you hear it? The anguished wails from the Dragon Queen's retribution. When she forsook us, when she expelled us. They call us the Silent Gods, for we have been exiled beyond the world to where none can hear us speak. How glorious. How serendipitous! All because you have come into contact with his soul. He is the offspring of order and chaos, known to the world as the child of chaos. When the world abandoned us, only he was willing to listen to our voices, and only he was willing to resist corrupted order. Though we have failed once, all is not yet lost. Now, he has awakened and stands before you, entangled with your very soul. We shall await. We shall observe. How will you transform this world?
All right, so that was the battle with the Child of Chaos. He came back, he's alive. Oh no, that's scary. We picked up his crystal because he has been imbued with us. So now we get some of his powers. So as you can see here, we get access to our traits for leveling up. We have our intelligence, our dexterity, our constitution, charisma, and wisdom, and you get to level that up whenever you want. Well, once you get the skill requirements for that. And then we have the elements that our character has. So we get access to fire, lightning, and ice. And then we have that mastery skill, and I haven't showed it in this documentary, but again, it will be in the playthrough if you want to see it. It gives a shield to all allies and does some damage to any enemies that you are facing. And so this is our identity. So we have thief, actor, archaeologist, and soldier, and it gives different attributes depending on which one you choose. So as you can see at the bottom there, it says you're born with unique reactions unlike others. It makes you very good at stealing, lockpicking, and other activities that require dexterity. And you have advantage. And then, of course, the other three give you different things related to those. So this is what the psychic core is. It embodies all of that previous stuff. So we have the attributes, which is our intelligence and things like that. Our identity, which is the rogue for this one. The elemental affinity is different. So think Raid Shadow Legends or Call of Dragons. It's where you're like, oh, I want more damage, or I want more damage reduction, things like that. So you get a certain amount of affinity points, and then you can upgrade your stats that way. And then the elemental power is your fire, lightning, and ice. So after we unlock the psychic core, we get dropped into the world of Dragonheir. Now, as you can see at the very top right is the Chaos Universum. That's where we started with all of the spirits. You can show the dog eating something. And we are going to get dropped into the Blue Oak, which is in the center of that map. Unfortunately, I don't believe I went to any other location because I stopped playing the game after Blue Oak because yikes. So the first problem arose with Sound and Rage. It's a mandatory mission that you get after completing a lot of them in the Blue Oak area. And also, I do want to make a quick note because I did not say it on the map. Any images or videos that I have used from other people are in the description down below. So Sound and Rage was like, okay, that's fine. You know, I just need to do another battle. Until this scene came up. Difficult to challenge. Recommended to deploy heroes of level 42. As you can see at the very bottom, my main party has me and Forbrit at level 30. Everyone else is level 20 or level 30 or lower. So I was like, well, shit, now what did I do? Well, I found out you gotta grind. You have to grind several hours of XP located at the Goblin Lair, and you use bread, which is stamina in this game, and you use 10 bread for every challenge that you want to do, and that's for any sort of lair or dungeon or things like that. So I do really quickly want to point out something. So right now the highlighted is the little flask. That's where the Goblin Lair is. But if you see the other 3 gray crystals, so you have the red one, the one that's in the Unseen Grove, and then one at the very bottom, kind of near the river and coast area. Those are the dungeons, and we'll get into that in the next, I guess, slide here. So this is the different domains. So you have the Tempest domain, the Flame domain, and the Frost domain. I don't know which one's lightning and which one's lightning radiance, ice necrosis, fire poison. There we go. So here are the elements for a better understanding. So on the top right, we have radiance and fire. On the left, we have necrosis and lightning. And on the bottom, we have ice and poison. So that's a better explanation there.
Worry not. I am here.
Taste my... Oh, friend of mine!
Don't bother trying to hide. Great.
Great. So this is to show the cart and the, tent. So the cart gives you different supplies that you can buy daily. And then the tent allows you to upgrade the cart and the forging bench to get better materials. And as you can see, those are the required symbols that you need to upgrade each one of them. And then we also got the collection album, which if you finish certain storylines or quests, you get a little extra bonus for going to that. And that was the final thing that I collected for the camp. As you can see, I'm collecting the resources there and XP for all the things. Now, this is where the game ended. This is where I decided that I'm no longer going to waste my time with this game because it is just going to continue and continue and continue. After defeating the boss of the Blue Oak area, you are faced with this ooze monster. And it is highly recommended that you get these 4 shards. And it takes you about an hour to collect all of them and then give them to the person that is like, okay, have fun, go fight him. And this is where I was like, oh, fantastic. The ooze monster has 2 million health, and if I hadn't gotten those 3 shards, he would be at that 2 million health. You start around to 30-ish thousand to actually fight him, 232,000, and he's 115. He's level 115. The max for players is 100. So, see the problem there? But as you can see on the left, there is that ×2 multiplier. as well as the auto factor that you can use to just let the game play itself. So, personally, my opinion, I would say yes, Dragonheir is a free game. Yes, it is Dungeons and Dragons based. However, I don't think it's worth it because you are spending countless hours trying to get your XP and the shards needed to level up your characters. And I actually didn't say that during the domain, but I should say it. So for the elements and leveling them up, there is sandstones, fluorites, and then crystals. Those are the things you need. So for star 1, it's completely free with the cap level being 30. At star 2, you need 10 sandstone, and then that goes to cap level 50. For 3 stars, you need 30 sandstone and 12 fluorite, and that's cap level 70. And then for 4, you need 40 fluorite and 15 crystal, which gives you to cap level 90. And then I don't know what cap level 100 requires. I haven't found anything online. I didn't get there myself. But you need 10 sandstone to make 1 fluorite, 10 fluorite to make 1 crystal. So that's a lot of stuff. And I was like, it's not worth it. So overall, I would say that in terms of the artwork, the dialogue, the story, those are all S. Those are they're amazing. I loved the artwork. I loved the dialogue. I loved, the story and kind of what it was doing. The only thing that got an F tier was mechanics and how the leveling up worked, how you were supposed to go in the game, because I spent probably 6 hours. I mean, I spent 2 hours at level 70 trying to get to level 90. I got like 200 sandstone, and I still couldn't even get like I couldn't even get like 5 crystals. So I was just like, that's a complete waste of my time. I'm not gonna do that. And so that's where it's like, it's not worth it. For those that decide to play it, good luck. But it is not a game I would recommend. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.